I want to speak with you about advantages of modifying corneal asphericity with wave light allegretto. Like you know, the presbyopia treatment is a considerable market. Technique must be easy, reproducible, safe, and reparable because presbyopia is an evolutive condition. A lot of techniques have been tried. Central step annulus with needed laser, decentralized step island with Rochelle lamp, central step island, and a few years ago with allegretto wave light, global optimum for with modification of asphericity. The accommodation beginning by convergence, macular blurring, zonal muscle relaxing, and increasing of anterior curvature of lens, modifying refraction index. You have slightly permanent movement of accommodation about 0.5 diopters. Presbyopia is a decreasing accommodation. It's symptomatic at about 40-45 years old, and it's earlier if hyperopia exciting with no correction. Cornea have an aspherical surface. Its curve varies from center to limbus. So central ray light doesn't reflect in the same point than peripheral ray light, either in front of or behind. This difference defines spherical aberration. The most frequent shape is prolate shape. The curve decreases from the center to the limbus. Q value is between 0 and -1, and the spherical equivalent is slightly positive. The lens have a variable asphericity with accommodation. Like you see in this slide, the peripheral ray light is deviated in front of the paraxial ray light. It can define positive spherical aberration is a normal cornea. With Pentacam, you have a study of Zernick cornea. In this example, you have a corneal spherical aberration positive. It's a patient with hyperopia, presbyopia, and no corneal surgery. With the lens, the spherical aberration is slightly negative, and it's modified by accommodation in new patient. Hartel have proved that with accommodation, the change of lens curvature give a negative A spherical aberration. Hartel 2 have shown that you have an increasing monkey eye negative spherical aberration during accommodation. And Glaser have shown that during aging, you have a rigidification of lens, and it's leading to increased positive spherical aberration of the whole eye. Furthermore, the cornea become flatter with age. So, like we can't stimulate lens accommodation, what's happening if you do an aspherical treatment of the cornea? Before surgery, we do a stereoscopic visual acuity with positive astigmatism, binocular vision to determine ocular dominance, slit lamp exam, ocular tension, and fundus exam. We use a wave light allegretto laser, and we want to have Q value at -0.8. We do the flap with Intralaz FS60. On the dominant A, it's a normal protocol, but we will see we have to change this. So in the dominant A, we do an overcorrection in the refraction about +1.25 on an optical zone of 6 mm. And in the dominated A, we program an overcorrection about 1.675 on an optical zone 6 mm. One patient a man, 60 years old, you have right upside the reflection before surgery and asphericity given by pentacam. The topographic is normal. You have maybe a slightly keratometric more important in the upside because patients have a stronger lid. And in the downside, you have the accumulation residual given by OCAS device. The protocol treatment, postoperative 24 months. The refraction is upside. You will see it's hemetropic patient. The topographic are normal with a keratometry bigger in the center. And the study of the accommodation residual, you can see in the right one is the dominant A. You have a residual accommodation about 2.5 diopters, and the left one more than 3 diopters. How do we do? So, some explanation with modification of asphericity. For example, patient with 3 diopters of hyperopia, keratometry about 44, no astigmatism. With a standard treatment, you have an ablation, a depth ablation about 41 micrometers. If we do an aspheric treatment with minus you can see here, minus 0.25 is a Q target. You have the same applanation because Allegretto have an aspherical treatment, and the depth of applanation is about 41 micrometers. But I don't want minus 0.25, I want either minus 0.60 or better, minus 0.80. And the depth of ablation is almost 24 micrometers. So you have to program an overcorrection. And in this case, the overcorrection is 1.25 diopters to plus 4.25 to have the same ablation shape. If you have a keratometry about 46, it's not the same because you can see here maybe you have a depth of ablation about 23. It's 1 micron less than with 44 keratometries. So you have to program an overcorrection of 1.50 diopters. If you have a keratometry about 42 diopters, you have to program an overcorrection, but less than 1.25. In fact, I program 4.50. If you have an hemetropic patient, it's very difficult because if you try to modify asphericity, you have an myoptic treatment. So it's not that effectively you want to have. So you have to program a big overcorrection. And it's very difficult to manage this patient after surgery. So the more I modify negative asphericity, the more I obtain an undercorrection. So the more I have to program an overcorrection. The more keratometry is high, the more I have to program an overcorrection. The more hyperopia is high, the more I have to program an overcorrection. And be careful with hemetropic patient. But maybe now we have another technique, but we will see after. The same patient we will see a few minutes ago is not 24 months after surgery, but 36 months after surgery. So you have 2 and Q value at minutes 0.60, and in the left one it's a dominated A. You have minus 0.670, sorry. And you have always an accommodation or residual in the right one, almost 3 diopters, and left one 2.50 diopters. In fact, with this, with the OCAS device, when you want to study the residual accommodation, you have to stimulate the patient. Another patient with the Zernick study of cornea with Pentacam, the dominant A have a spherical aberration of the cornea slightly positive, but in the left one you have a spherical aberration negative. So I think that is the profile who gives a good near vision without a bad far vision. The same patient is 1 year after surgery, but you will see a beautiful, perfect topographic given by Pentacam. But with OCAS, it's very bad because you have an accommodative range on the right one at 0.50 and in the left one 1.75. For this patient woman, it's not a good result because it's not with this result. She cannot see near. But when you study the sensation of this patient, she's okay. That explains that this exam you have to stimulate to adapt the result. If you put the patient behind the device, you don't have the result you want to have. Okay, another patient, you have always the same result with topographic normal, accommodation residual, 2 years after surgery, more than 2 diopters. So it's very important to inform your patient. The far vision is blurring at the beginning. It can, you have a 1 month or 2 months after surgery. Orthoptic treatment, if grams some sensation. The light to read, it's very important to have light to read. Dry eye, especially for women after 50 years old. And the presbyopia evolution, if your patient and effectively cataract possibilities if older. In conclusion, this technique is easy, reproductive, safe, reparable, very important binocular vision and explanation. Thank you very much.